Down the street is how I'm driving, and the bucket don't even know the mileage. It don't matter, I'm just out here riding. Enjoy your life, tomorrow isn't promised. Man, I couldn't pick a better time, and then I say, let's just come on, come on. Yeah, yeah, hey, let's have a good time, let's have a good time. We feeling alright. Let's just come on, come on. Yeah, yeah, let's have a good time, let's have a good time. We feeling alright.
Yep, Vibe Show 97.9, home of the most exclusive interviews and the most interesting people on the planet. Tonight, listen, I know y'all been waiting on this because I've been waiting on it. I'm super, super excited. We got a queen coming on the show tonight. I'm talking about, listen, you definitely don't want to miss this. So y'all get y'all popcorn together. Whatever you got to do, get your drinks, popcorn together, but don't touch that dial or go anywhere. It's the Vibe Show 97.9. We'll be back with our special guest. Keep it locked in. Yep, Vibe Show 97.9. I'm your host, Kano the Don the Vibe King. And tonight we have an amazing guest joining us on the show tonight. I'm super, super excited about it. Everybody's been excited about it since we've been advertising this queen coming on the show. I'm talking about she wears multiple hats, really, really a force in this entertainment business and really doing some amazing things out here. I'm super excited. Y'all put your hands together for the one and only writer, actress, producer, singer, dancer. What does she not do? I don't know, but I'm super, super excited. I'm talking about the very lovely Rachele Royale.
Hello, everyone. What an intro.
What's going on? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Celebrating a lot of birthdays this month.
Right.
Scorpio season.
Yes, yes, yes. Those birthdays don't stop coming around, I tell you. Look, I wanna tell you thank you so much for this amazing opportunity. We've all been excited about it. I know you have a lot of things going on, so we just want to thank you for just coming vibe out with us for a little while.
Thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure being on this show. I mean, you have some heavy hitters on this show, so it is an honor.
And we're just adding you to the heavy hitter list. So yes, absolutely. You're definitely a heavy hitter yourself, doing some amazing things out here. I've been excited though, ever since I've been introduced to your brand. I've been excited about it because the thing that I really like about you is, you're not giving us the same old thing. You're constantly reinventing, constantly coming with new ideas. You're such a creative, and I'm really, really excited about that. So just to dive into your journey and your story. So I'm just geared up about this all.
Thank you so much. I love hearing that. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Now, Los Angeles, Hollywood, growing up there, what was it like for you? growing up in Los Angeles? What was it like for you?
So let's start with mom, okay? Sue, shout out Sue. She's now my angel in heaven.
Right.
She changed the spelling of her name to Sious so that she would stand out in auditions, which is kind of a cool little fun fact about mom. But it was all her. She won Miss Los Angeles, and then got a manager, and she was in TV shows and movies and all that stuff. And then she met my dad, and she fell in love, and they ended up getting pregnant with me in Japan while she was
Wow.
doing a show in Japan.
Wow.
And she decided, you know what, I want to be a mom. I want to open up a couple of dance studios. Now, let me just be real. This woman went through a lot of abuse, okay? So
Right.
now we're dealing with this gorgeous, talented woman, but now she's carrying the baggage of the depression from growing up in an abusive household. And then in LA, she dealt with physical abuse as well.
Oh man.
So it's important for everyone to know that, because this is such a huge part of my story. My mom was very successful. She had over 2,000 students, 3 dance studios in the Bay Area. She was a powerhouse, right? And all of her students will tell you, I mean, some of them have her name tatted on their back or their shoulder or whatever. I mean, she really was changing lives and made such a huge impact. But in 2009, we lost her to suicide.
Oh my God.
So that shaped the rest of my journey, right?
Right.
I grew up with her as my coach, which was an experience in and of itself, because she was not mom, she was
Right.
Sue.
Right.
And she trained me, and so when you look up to somebody and they're this strong, I always compare her to like Anthony Bourdain and Robin Williams and
Mhm.
Kate Spade, like all of these like powerhouse people. And then we see them, go through this mental illness, and sometimes it's such a surprise and a shock, which is definitely what it was with my mom. We all knew that she was depressed, but getting that news, I mean, it's still not really real to me. So
Right.
that's been a huge part of when I speak to women. I want women to speak up about what they're dealing with, because
Right.
a lot of girls are silent and they're scared to say anything.
Right.
And even the women that are in power are the ones that are silent, because they're afraid that they're going to get knocked off the top of the mountain.
Right.
And so for me, it's like, no, it's more important to speak up about what you're going through. If someone is, hitting on you or being inappropriate with you, and it's causing you mental stress, and you go home and you're carrying that depression. I mean, this is why we see kids commit suicide, because they're not getting the help that they need, and we're keeping everything silent, and it's the silence that is killing us.
Right. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, not to cut you off, because this is deep, and I want to stay here for a minute. Um, with your experience though in the business, and you spoke on that, do you think that that's something that, and I know you mentioned about being afraid, because of losing things, or not being able to getting blackballed, or not being able to work in the business anymore, or whatever. From a mental aspect though, that could be detrimental, as well, trying to carry all of that inside. And we've seen examples of people actually attempting to speak out about these different issues, and they're no longer in the spotlight anymore. They're not working anymore. Do you think that's strategic, within this entertainment business that we're working in?
Well, now we're getting into some Illuminati shit. Yes, it's out there. It exists. Yes, people are silenced. People are murdered for sure.
Thank you for speaking on that, man. First one.
100%. Even people that aren't at the top, I've had people in power. There was a music supervisor that took away all of my placement opportunities because I wouldn't sleep with him.
Oh my God.
And I still don't know if people are aware that he's like that. I mean, I have a list. I
Right.
have a list of names, and maybe someday, no. It's really difficult because what do you do? Do
Right.
you do you put the person on blast? I mean, and then you're a tattletale, and then you're like, that girl.
Then everybody's looking at you funny inside eye, people that you thought you were cool with and all.
Mhm.
But see that, that's the thing that bothers me though, um, the most, because it's like as a creative, and it was actually one of the reasons why I stepped away from the business, because to me this whole thing was like the Wizard of Oz, man. It was like, everybody's trying to get the Oz, and then, I finally get there, and I'm a producer and done a lot of amazing things in this business, and I tried to get as much of it erased away once I stepped away from the business. But it all, as a kid growing up, seeing the images and trying to emulate things and falling in love with this business, and then you get there and you find out, once you can see behind the curtain, that it's like, yo, there's no Oz. Like, this is a controlled environment, very strategic, with and quite demonic. So I definitely get you on that. Getting a woman's perspective on it is very, very deep and necessary, because it's scary. It's scary. How do you grow in your art? How do
So
you do it?
I'm on the hunt to find other chicks that are creating their own world, because
Right.
we have to dismantle the system, right? Like, and I've heard it from big time A&R people that the majors will go away.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And like, to have a healthy environment, I think, everybody going indie is definitely the way to go,
Right.
to create a safe space for yourself, because there is a way to do it. There is a way to be a performer without selling your soul, people. Like,
Right.
there's a chick out there, her name is Queen Herbie, and she has a brand new podcast, and her and Nick are from Canada. They've been married for 13 years, and they were signed. They had a major label record deal, and they are the ones that left the label because of crazy shit. And
Really.
and now they're preaching the good word about own your own stuff, go indie. And her album was number 3 on the Apple charts a couple months ago.
Independent.
Yeah, independent. I mean,
Wow.
she's amazing voice. She can spit bars, like, and Nick produces everything for her. But it's a godsend to have a couple like that who are in a healthy relationship, and also showing us an example of success in the music industry without selling your soul.
Right.
So it's there. It's just, wow, it's so hard. I mean, when I hear another woman in power tell me, I don't know what you're talking about, I've never had that experience. I mean, I'm like, like, that's why we're still stagnant and in the same
Right.
place. It's
Right.
like, until we all come together and say, no, it's a problem. We need
Right.
to have each other's backs and protect each other and like fix this shit. It's really hard. I mean, I know artists that will tell me in confidence what's going on, but
Right.
they would never say it out
Oh,
loud.
absolutely not. Even having this conversation right now, they wouldn't even have this conversation on a live show or anything like that. Just out of fear. I think in their hearts they know what's right. We all was raised, a certain way, and with beliefs, and from our parents and things like that. But it's like, and I think that to me, it's almost like we need to be connected in some type of way, because it's like, okay, they have the platforms,
Mhm.
they got Instagram, they got YouTube, they got your Spotify's, Apple Music. It's like, it's, they control everything, you know
And
which.
on top of that, what's breaking my heart lately is artists are coming out, and in code, they're trying to tell us what is going on.
Right.
Like, I'm just going to say it right now. I love Doja Cat to death,
Hmm.
but the stuff that she's been tweeting scares me.
Absolutely, I said that same thing.
because it literally seems like she's screaming for help.
Right.
It gives me chills because it's like, you guys, it's in plain sight. Do you not see what's going on? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how many examples do we need? Like, Brittany, Aaron Carter just died. Like, it's over and over and over and over again.
Exactly. Now, with you, because with your mom being and we're definitely sending our condolences. That's a tough thing. Moms losing anyone, but moms, that right there, I definitely we send our condolences and our love and prayers and strength for you, for being so strong and picking up that torch and still carrying that torch and still doing what you love. You're definitely an inspiration, and definitely love you for that. Absolutely. um when that happens, though, your mom's your mentor, your everything, your teacher, somebody you look up to. um what do you find that strength to continue to carry on? Because you could have just been done with this all and said, you know what, I'm done with this, I can't go on anymore. But yet you're still here, still delivering great music, still being as creative as ever, still getting opportunities, maybe, not the huge opportunities that you deserve because they may be being blocked, like we're talking about, but you're still pushing, still grinding, and still being an inspiration. What do you find that inner strength to continue to do that?
I think I was terrified of not making it.
Mhm.
I had to carry the torch. Like, I knew I would never be able to fill her shoes. I would never be able to do what Sue did, you know?
Right.
And so, but in saying that, internally, I was like, no, that's your mom. And there's no way that you don't have what it takes to do this.
Right.
So you're going to go in there and you're going to just do it. And like from her death in 2009, I met Tony from Sweden, and we did 14 songs, and he gave those songs to Mutt Lange in Switzerland. And it literally was like an angel from heaven, like, made all of that happen, because none of it made sense. It was so bizarre and random how it all came together. I was working with an American Idol group, Ace Young and Diana DeGarmo, who knew Tony, and that's how I knew Tony. And it was like, all of the sudden, this 17 song album with Shania Twain's husband, like
That's
Mutt Lange.
crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, and he's known for, like, Muse and Red Hot and Def Leppard and AC/DC, all these rock bands, like, from back in the day. He's a legend. And so, that was like my first deal, and I signed with Q Prime. And to me, it was like journaling and praying, and like my mom coming to me in my dreams. Like, it was the most painful. I like so much crying, just so much journaling. I don't know. I don't know. It was miraculous, but also just a dream. It was like a bad dream, but then I was grateful.
Right.
So,
Right.
and I also quit drinking in 2012. So it was like I needed to be clear and focused. She was coming to me in my dreams, and I was getting these premonitions and visions, and like it was like I turned into a full-blown clairvoyant. It was
Right.
so crazy that I needed, no alcohol, no drugs. I needed to be clear to like get these visions and like be intact and be in tune. And then, you know what? Like, I'm sorry, kids, all of you guys that are like 17 and trying to make it in the music industry. I was on the radio, and I got 2 deals offered to me from Capitol and RCA, and it still didn't happen because of
Right.
politics and bullshit. So
Man,
it's
I'm so
like,
glad you said that. I don't. Does it feel weird in a way, though, Ray? Though, like, because we're not. I'm not trying to shatter dreams and stuff like that, but I feel like I have to be real when you've been there.
yeah.
I'm just telling you like, because you look in these kids' eyes and they just so excited and it's sparkling and oh, this, that, and the other. And you just be like,
Yep.
you just don't get it. Like, keep going. I mean, you
It's
know, good luck.
incredible. I mean, because you think that that won't happen to me. There's
Right,
no way. Like I'm fine, you know. And even the kids with like mom and dad protecting them.
right.
If mom and dad don't know the business, you're screwed.
It's true.
And I've seen that plenty of times
Absolutely.
too. And it's so funny because parents, when you come to us to mentor you and your kids, next time actually listen to what we're saying.
Facts.
Because they don't listen.
At all.
They don't.
Because they have this thing where it's like, you know, the kids are their way out as well, and it's like nothing's gonna stop this. And but it's like, you know, this thing is they either want you or they don't, you know.
But also, let's talk about publishing. I
Let's
mean, some of
go.
these kids don't even know what a writer ID number is or
They
a
don't.
publisher ID number is. They don't know how to sign into BMI or ASCAP.
They
They
don't.
don't even know what that is. And I'm just like, and you think you're going to buy a mansion?
Come
Because,
on,
like,
man. You know, it's really sad, man. It's just like it's really sad, and it's almost to the point now to where when you're talking this way, people think that you're crazy, you're hating, you're just, you know,
or
and it's
a
like
bitter has-been, like,
just
didn't
because
make
you
it
got a
through.
dope song, just because you got a dope song, you went and recorded it, and you got a dope song, and it's out on Spotify or whatever. That does not mean it's a lot of back end work that
Yeah.
goes into it. It's not just recording a song, putting it up on these streaming platforms that you're I'm on now, I'm hot, I'm this, I'm that.
Right.
Like, come on.
And now we all know that when casting directors or A&R people have a list of kids that have gone viral on TikTok. That is how they are scouting talent now, is who went viral on TikTok. I wrote for one of those artists, you know, and
Really?
what happened with that situation, I won't repeat. That's how bad it
It
was.
was that bad?
It was
Oh
like,
my God.
I can't even, only my therapist knows that story.
Now, was it that bad for you, the experience for you? I know you don't want to go into it,
All of
but like,
us, all
wow.
of us. It was it should be a movie. It should be a
Really?
movie. The main producer was like full blown criminal. There were guns, there were cartel.
Oh my God.
It was so wild.
Now, does this story tie into what we were talking about on a personal conversation when you was like, oh, that track or whatever? I had a
No, no,
break.
no, no,
Okay,
no.
that was another experience.
No, that guy, so with that story,
I love you.
that
I look. I'm here with you. I didn't know. I'm connected. Oh my God.
okay, I can't wait to tell this story because ladies, if a producer says this to you, just don't work with them. He said, I'm physically attracted to you, so the next time you come to the studio, I need you to cover your body from head to toe.
What?
And I was like, you need me to literally like wrap my entire body for me to record music with you? And he's like, I just can't focus when I'm around you. Like, you need to like cover everything. And I'm just like, have you guys ever seen an artist in the studio? Like, they're going to wear what they need to wear to be creative. Like, you let
Absolutely.
people wear whatever the hell. I mean, I have had multiple people do the whole, well, if you're going to dress like that, then.
Right.
And it's like, no, everyone has to deal with the fact that artists are going to dress like this or that or the other. Otherwise, what is art? Like, you can't tell an artist to wear a uniform.
Right.
So with that whole situation, and that producer is tied to someone that we both personally know who is blowing up right now, and I'm very proud of her.
Really?
I'm very proud of her. But it's just crazy because like there were 5 of us, and 2 of those boys really caused a lot of drama because of BS like that.
Right.
And it ruins relationships. It's like, in a perfect world, you let everyone be who they want to be, and we all respect each other, and we all do the split sheets correctly, and then everyone goes home.
It's just
And
that simple.
we all make money.
It's just that simple. I thought that was the end game.
Right.
Somewhere along the line, the spooky stuff started kicking in, and you know what it is. You know, once you start making a little bit of money in this business, the access, because famous is a drug of its own.
Yeah.
Being famous is a drug of its own. You know, and we're seeing this stuff unfold in front of our eyes, yet people act like they're blind and they don't understand all of this. Nothing is shocking nowadays. Like, I've been on this earth long enough to know and see things change. And I know coincidental stuff. And this stuff is just not coincidental. That's happening over and over and over again. People are being pushed off the edge once they reach a level of success, and then they feel like, I mean, we've seen it. Michael, Prince, Robin Harris. I mean, we've seen all of these people reach a level of success, and they get tired of being enslaved and trapped and want to be free. But I don't think there's no out.
Right.
And that's scary to me.
Yeah, you don't want to get too famous because then you get torn into shreds by the internet and you can't go anywhere, and paparazzi. I mean, there should be rules and regulations for paparazzi.
Right.
And then shout out Elon Musk. Like, what are you doing with Twitter? Like, I know he's starting to press with rules and regulations on Twitter. Like, maybe, we get a little bit more strict with what is, I don't know. But then we're talking about censoring, free speech.
What can we do now? I mean, what can we say anything? Is it
No, you get in trouble for everything.
That's what I'm saying. It's like we're seeing all of this stuff happen. We're seeing the whole Kanye thing. Kyrie Irving, Takeoff just got killed. This is just like, we are living in a mad world right now, and it's scary when you grew up a certain type of way where we can go outside and play. We all had fun. It wasn't no phones and all that stuff. We all actually played with each other, talked to each other, got to know each other. And it's like, now everything is social media. You can't even go have a good dinner with somebody without, wait a minute before we eat. Wait a minit. Let's get the food.
Yeah, okay, but the good thing about this day and age is if you're, a cute girl working for Fox News back then, you're screwed. Whereas like now today, at least this conversation is out in the open. I mean, there are good things about this era because now, we have people that are standing up for all of these different topics.
This is true. This is true.
So, I mean, we have made progress, but it's like, we're humans, and humans are messy and mentally ill. So it's like, how do we find the middle ground in all of this? I don't know. All I know is that I know what I've been through, and I'm a girl, so I want to speak up about the stuff that I know, which is like, I don't want to be treated a certain way. Right. I don't want to be like the ultimatums and the blackmail and the let me take you out to sushi instead of hiring you as a host for this TV show. Like, wouldn't you rather help me pay rent? Because then I would probably want to sleep with you way more than you disrespecting me and asking me to sushi without giving me any money. You know what I mean? Like,
let's just keep it real. I mean, this is just like, this is, I knew you were, I didn't know. Like I say, you are really like, you're woke for real. And does it scare you though? Because, you are multi-talented, you are a writer, actress, producer, singer, dancer. You do so many things, launching a new podcast and all these amazing things. Does it scare you though? Because like you're still in this business, you're still around, you're still at these events and doing different things. And yes, you are an attractive woman in this male dominated industry. And we know that's just what it is. It's not going to change. These old laws, these old people who look at women a certain type of way and treat artists a certain type of way, like that's not going to change. We could scream it all day long. What is this, 2022?
Yeah.
Does that scare you though?
I'm exhausted, but it's not like I'm gonna go work a 9 to 5.
Right.
I mean, I can't handle normal life. So,
Right.
it's like I have to find a way to survive in this shithole. Like, it's being a creative person, it's like we signed up for this life.
That's right.
I can't live the normal life.
Right.
And then like what relationship, what children? Like I don't have either of those. So,
you're a free bird out here.
No, I did. I just had a boyfriend and had to block him because it was terrifying.
My God.
Like, and I'm sure I can speak for most of the ladies out here in Los Angeles. It is scary. It does scare me, yes, to answer your question. Yes, I am scared. Yes, I am scared. But what else am I going to do,
Right.
And so if I am going to stay in this industry, I might as well speak up about stuff. It's like the person that's helping me put together this Haus of Royale show.
Uh-huh.
He is like, I want you to scream it to the rooftops. I want you to tell everyone your story. And I want you to bring guests on that are going to stir the pot and cross the line and get into the nitty gritty. And I'm like, thank you for being a dude and advocating this message.
Right.
It's like to have like an older man like advocate for a female driven show to talk about this stuff. I mean, that's progress.
I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree with you on that. Speaking of that, I'm really, really excited about to know you more. Definitely want to talk more off air in any way that we could help you now, because I see we are the same. We definitely want to help assist with that, so we'll definitely talk about more things in way that we can collaborate and help on that. But I gotta pay some bills. Let's go to a commercial and we'll come back and let's talk more about Haus of Royale. Y'all keep it locked in. It's the Vibe Show 97.9.
Phone calls aren't cool anymore. And all I want to do is have 2-hour-long, in-depth talks about the trifling roller coaster we call life. So I'm starting a podcast called Haus of Royale. And in my house, I'll say it out loud so you don't have to. Or maybe it'll inspire you to finally speak on it yourself. The nitty-gritty boys club committee, candy-coated fake friends city, dating, ghosting, assault, trauma, suicide, depression, healing. You feel me? Because when we talk it out, we can work it out from the inside out. Welcome to the Haus of Royale. Let's get it.
Oh my God. We are in for a treat. Back is the Vibe Show 97.9 with my special guest, Rachele Royale. Listen now. First of all, I gotta give you your props on that ad, that commercial ad. I'm telling you right now, it's just super, super, super dope. I loved it when I first saw it. I was like, uh-oh, it's about to go down. So much is gonna go on. How is it? How exciting is that though? Because like I said, you've created I didn't even know you had that much music out there, to be honest with you, until I started digging and digging and digging, and I was blown away. Then we were getting these emails and stuff, and people like, "Oh yeah, does she have any more music on?" So I'm looking, I'm like, "Whoa, wait a minute, she's been doing this." Like, yo, the music is just absolutely dope. Nothing sounds the same. Everything is just like this roller coaster. You never know. And I think that those are the dopest artists. That's just pure art and always trying to constantly recreate and create. I think that's dope. Now the podcast, where you actually are going to be speaking out, bringing on amazing guests, touching on some really heavy, heavy, heavy topics. Talk to me about that now, because that's a different lane right there. Talk to me
Yeah.
about what sparked that whole vision.
Again, I'm just going to keep it real. When a money person comes to you and they're like, how do I crack the code? Like, how do I make this happen? Like, why are you not a star? Like, it's so funny when people say that, because it's like, oh, just wait, you'll see.
Right.
So I said, look, I'm not going to go in the studio and do an album because you won't make any of your money back, straight
Right.
up.
Right.
So if you want to do something of substance and something that's going to help the community, which is what I want to do at this point, because I'm so tired.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what am I going to do? Try to be a pop star?
Right.
Like, I would need like at least $10 million to even try.
Can you say that again?
Yeah.
Can you please highlight that? I just want artists that's listening, that's tuning in, please listen to this line right here. What did you say?
I would need at least $10 million to be a pop star.
Thank
It
you.
is very expensive. Because it's not just the music, it's the dancers, it's the wardrobe, it's the glam team, it's the tour, like just to set up the stage. Beyonce's stage was like over $1 million a night just to set it up.
Exactly.
So there you go.
Exactly.
Like, in order to make your money back, it's mafia money. Like, it's mad money. So, you know, as a businesswoman, I'm like, I would much rather finally set myself free and talk about all this stuff and bring on other people that are willing to talk about it too. And now that we're in the era of the podcast, it's like, I'm ready, because I think the reason why I didn't do it in the past is because I'm like, oh my God, being a chick and looking the way that I do, everyone's going to be like, really? Like, look at this girl trying to speak the truth. And
Right.
now I'm like, wait a minute. Now I'm seeing so many women stepping forward, and now it's more accepted. And I'm like way less terrified to talk about what we're actually dealing with, and not feel like an idiot saying
Right.
it. Because a few years ago, like 7-8 years ago, people are like, oh God, like, you have anything to complain about. And on top of that, look at you. Like, obviously you're a slut or a whore or whatever. Like, I mean, look at you. You know, it's like, that's.
But why is it like that though, Ray? Like, I'm just saying, like, you know, okay, is it wrong to that God blessed you with beauty? Like, that's being used against everybody now. Like, that's the era that we're in. Like, you know, you can't be talented and beautiful at the same time.
Well, everybody is typecast. Everyone. It's not just the white girl. I mean,
Right.
you know, it's like for movies and TV, it's like we need the Asian person and the Black person. And, you know, you need every ethnicity to like represent every culture in the show, you know.
Right.
It's inevitable that we're going to be typecast. But I'm just glad, like, one of my heroes is Whitney Cummings. She's like a famous comedian.
Mm-hmm. I know where she is.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, hot girl spitting the truth. Cool. Like,
She don't give a damn.
oh, no.
She don't care.
And I'm like, it's more common now for chicks to just look crazy, but we're really just being Joe Rogan in another body.
Right.
Let it happen.
Right. I think it's dope. Like, for real. So, you know, in all honesty, are you kind of worn down as far as like with the music side of it. Because me personally, um, I'm not gonna lie, I was hurt when I got to the Wizard of Oz and I saw that, it was no Wizard of Oz and it was actually something totally different. I was hurt. I was very disappointed because I believed something for so long, as a child growing up, loving the entertainment business and music and all of this stuff. And then that's why I'm doing what I'm doing right now, and I spent a lot of money to wipe away as much of the past music stuff because I wanted people to get to know me for buying into radio and I'm doing this and invested everything that I had into owning a radio station to do things the right way, the way I want to do it, shine light on independent artists because I know what it's like on that side, chasing after a dream for over 20 years to finally get there at a point where social media is jumping off and you got this amazing music that you produced yourself, writ yourself, spent money on videos, you done everything yourself. You knew that much about the business to get there to say, hey, we like the music, but you don't really have a social media presence. And at that time, I was so engulfed into the music, I wasn't really in tune with Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, you just said the music was dope, but I gotta get my influence, my social influence up. That was disheartening to me, and I walked away from the music side of things. So for you, at this point, you've been in this business for a while. You have amazing catalog out there, still dropping amazing music. Um, but I feel, and correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like you have grown to you're in a different place mentally um, with this and maybe starting a new journey in some way. I could be wrong.
So for me, in past years, like a great way to get your foot in the door is like writing sessions and writing camps.
Mhm.
And for me in the past, it always felt like high school. Like I always felt like I would walk into the room and it would feel really gnarly, like not loving or fun. Like I always felt like I just want my own in-house team and I want to be in my own world. I don't want to work with 15 people on one song right now.
Right,
I don't want to do that. So that was clear to me that I just wanted. And like there are artists from back in the day that are like that. Like Janet didn't want to work with anyone. She always worked with the same producer and the same writers and only the people that she was comfortable with, you know?
right, right,
For me, it's like, yeah, okay, it's great to branch out and work with, different people and everything like that. But if you're trying to Max Martin this shit and do hit records, I'm like, I just need my people to be with me and we need to zone the in and so that we can get these bangers popping. I think that when I got back with Tony years after, I was in another deal that was devastating and got rid of that
oh
crazy
my
guy.
god.
And I got back with Tony and his girlfriend Miria, but Tony was losing his mind. Tony
Mm,
was on his way out of the music industry, and Miria was devastated about it, and I'm still devastated about it. Like he really, was such a good person,
right,
and I think it really killed him. The industry really killed his soul, and I wanted them to be my team. I
right.
loved them so much and I was so comfortable with them. And he's like Max Martin level production.
Mhm.
But it's like if you're not a robot and you're not able to like cut through the devastation, there's no way.
Right,
So that was always my struggle is like I just wanted like my own team. Like Queen Herbie has that. Like she has Nick. And
right.
they just pop songs out. If I had an engineer like cuffed to a freaking laptop, I'd be good. Like, please, God, please, Jesus, send me an engineer.
You know
Like,
what's crazy about that though? It's listening to you say that, and I can hear the passion because I totally can relate. I'm not gonna lie to you. The
yeah,
only thing that about it though is I'm just scared of this era that we're in now, this new social
Yeah.
era that we're in now. It's like the creativeness part of it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've had an opportunity, been blessed to be around so many different amazing people, get advice from so many different amazing people, been in some amazing sessions.
Yeah.
I've been blessed in that regard, and made some amazing relationships in this business. But what I've learned is that a lot of these artists that we look up to, that's legendary and have done amazing things in this business, you know, the blessing of being in this space that I'm in now, which is, you know, an independent space. I own everything,
Yeah.
and can kind of do it my way. Um, Guests that come on the show, from A-list celebrities to D-list people, because I try to look out for as many people as I can. It's still a business at the end of the day, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying, um, the stories don't change when they get comfortable. They come on, because I think it's that fear of, like, people like yourself, for instance. I'm pretty sure you've done your homework on me, when checked it out, because you can get, we're in the era now, in the space now, of exposing people or trying to dig up the dirt. So a lot of people, they want to show love and do these shows, and people who got shows and they get invites and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But then it's like, wait a minute, maybe I might get set up.
True.
You know what I mean?
I know where you're going with this. And look, it's ugly no matter what. Even if you do have all the money and all the access to do whatever the hell you want, once you get to the top of the mountain, it is ugly, dirty, nasty. It just is. And that is the truth. Period. And so what gives us joy is like connecting and giving back and like helping the community. I mean, that's like literally the only thing that is joyful about it. So
Right.
I hear you. And yes, it is the era of TikTok where the kid with the dog video is more important than
Oh my God.
an excellent, beautifully produced record. Like the video of someone falling off of a roof is more important
It's
than
viral.
Jasmine Sullivan just slaying the national anthem. I mean, yes, that is the era that we're in. Like,
And and I'm working on myself, you know, because I get upset. You know, I'm you know, doing self therapy and stuff like that, because, you know, we come from a different space, Ray. You know that, man. And it's like we come from that space where beautiful creations are created, you know, in the studio, live sounds, everybody, different ideas floating around the room to create a masterpiece. And we're not living in that era no more. So it's like, you're right. You know, I see the guy on a skateboard playing Fleetwood Mac. You know what I'm saying? Like, that went viral, and I'm trying to figure out, like, what was spectacular
okay,
about it.
so then if we're asking God, what is the point? It's forcing us to pull ourselves out of the 3D matrix and to get into the 5D. Because if we were still blessed with the magic of back in the day, we would be witnessing the greats like Whitney, but we would still be losing her to drugs and alcohol because we're still in that 3D shit. You know
That's
what I
deep.
mean? Like,
That's deep.
so how do we get the superstars into the 5D and protect them? And so that this transition hurts so bad, but that's what we have to do to save lives. So maybe that's the point. Like, we are the soldiers of the TikTok BS, you know, era to get the new generation of artists into that 5D space. It's like, what would it be like to have true talent on world tours and none of them are drinking or doing drugs?
That's
What
deep.
would that even be like?
Well,
Like,
would it even be fun?
and I see artists that are talking about, I'm on tour and this is how I'm staying healthy. Like, they're starting to talk about that now because tour will kill you.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing like, oh, I'm drinking water, I'm staying hydrated. Like,
Right.
what?
Let me show you the brand of it.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And making
I'm
money.
working out. Let me set the phone up perfectly to get a good workout in. Like, when do we detach from it to just have some self time? Like,
Hmm.
do we have time to have self time now, or do we have to bring people into our self time too?
Yeah. No, you have to have self time. You have to meditate to receive the natural healing from the universe. Like when we meditate, our brain is absorbing the vitamins from space. Like, I mean, that's it. It's like our job is to break free from the BS. Like that's our job. And it's the
Right.
hardest thing to do. Like transcendence is the hardest thing to do.
Right. What is something that we don't know about you that you can share with us? Like, what is something you can share with the fans? I'm a fan that we don't know about
I
you.
am originally from the Bay Area and I am a huge 49er fan because my mom choreographed the halftime shows at Candlestick Park,
Oh,
which
really?
for all the Gen Zers before Levi Stadium, it was Candlestick.
Ah.
So, so my mom was a Gold Rush cheerleader, I think for like a year. And her sister was a Gold Rush cheerleader as well. And then my cousin Jeff Ulbrich, number 53 linebacker, he was a Niner for 10 years.
Wow.
So the Bay Area will always have my heart. And as a child, the Bay Area was so dope. And like our dance team, we had an all boys dance crew and they were B-boys. And that is how I learned about hip hop was through the boys.
Wow.
Yeah, we had like 20 boys on the team. And that was really, I mean, that's like some true Bay Area shit is like
Right.
that Oakland, West Coast. I mean, we were in Mountain View, which is like more Silicon Valley, but we had the poor kids and the rich kids and the kids from every city. So it was just like a melting pot of every city. And that is why hip hop became so special to me.
Right.
You
That's
know,
dope, man. That's dope.
West Coast.
Hooligans, Sweet 16, Unholy, like these classic songs. None of them sound the same. It makes you, it's like these different feelings. When you're creating these pieces though, um are you, because I feel like listening to it, I feel like you have been around and in this business for a while, that you know what a hit sounds like, and I feel like, when you're putting these singles out, you're trying to put out hits, not just music, but these songs all are radio friendly, ready to go, very catchy. The beat selection, I think you have seasoned ears when it comes down to track selection. You produce yourself as well. I was watching a interview you had where you were talking about, you had Pro Tools and was sitting on it for a while, and you finally dug into, I gotta figure this out, and you got that skill set now. Creating though, what's the creating phase for you? Okay, you're not drinking no more, you're not doing drugs, you're just clear-headed when creating now. Talk to me about like what's the creating process for you when you're creating these masterpieces?
Wow. Okay. Well, first of all, thank you for saying that. That's crazy to hear because I don't show my songs to A&R people or like really it's just we just put them out these days and I'm not in meetings or doing showcases. So it's nice to hear from like a real music A&R. That's a huge compliment. So thank you. But I think growing up in a dance studio, when you're competing, it's like the music is one of the most important aspects if you're going in to win.
Right.
So I think that my ear was trained being in the dance studio. And my mother, she was like one of the lead dancers for the Wolfman Jack show, Midnight Special,
Mm,
which was nothing but hits, right?
right.
Um, so for me, it's like when I was working with Mutt Lang, it was like we want Miley Cyrus, Katy Perry. I mean, and this was like back then when they were like the hottest artists or whatever. It's like, and like maybe a little sprinkle of Britney and Christina, of course. But Mutt is all about like the big drums and like what makes a hit. Like it was very about formula, and it
Right.
was very about like the hook. Like we need the biggest chorus possible. And I'm still obsessed with that. Like, God, I would give anything to do songs with Max Martin. I mean, he's just the king. Like Bad Blood and Dangerous Woman.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's just
It's
so,
undeniable.
yeah. I mean, man, I still crave that in my bones. Like even making no money and it going nowhere. Like just when you're in the studio and you hear like a Savage mix, I just do it for my mental health.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, when you love it, so much, yeah, we need the money, but when you're creating art, it's the whole. I think that's the part that I miss the most, because I haven't recorded music in years now, and I find myself when I hear a dope beat or something like that. I find myself mumbling some stuff or whatever, and then I catch myself because I know I have a different purpose now, and I'm
Oh,
still
I feel that so much.
entertaining. But it just I just love music. I love the creating process of it all, and I think that that's what I miss the most is creating something from the ground up, and having people maybe in or whatever, and they hear something because I produced as well, and when you're creating something dope and then people come and they hear it, and just I think the reactions of something that you created is what I miss the most, when it's like they like, yo,
Yeah.
that's dope, man. Like, that sound, or I love the sound so much. So even with your music, I hear it. The dance choreography, I see all of the things that you're doing. You really are the complete package. And I think that it's so sad that the industry is the way that it is, and it's controlled the way that it is, because you are the total package. You're
You know
right.
what? I think people know immediately, like, that's too expensive.
And yeah,
It's too expensive. How
right,
the F do you put a show together for her? Well, money.
right.
That's the show. It costs. So I've accepted that. I've accepted that. It
But
is
you're
heartbreaking. It is really
It is, because I'm telling you, like, you can look at your stuff, and you know, you're so involved with everything that's dealing with your brand, and I appreciate that from you. Even when we had the conversation, you was like, call me." I appreciate that. It showed me how serious you are. With every aspect of everything, even from the advertisement side, the promotion side, or whatever, Um, and I explained it to the team, and they understood, because I understand you. You know what I mean? Because I've been on that side, and I know everything. Presentation means a lot. So that's why I respected that, because sometimes I just don't like, look, whatever, it is what it is. This is a free interview. I'm waive fees and all that stuff. I'm not trying to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? But
oh
when
yeah.
we spoke on the phone, I felt the passion. You wanted to take the time to speak with me and explain it to me, why you and I wanted to tell you I respect that. I really do.
It's so triggering. There's so much drama and trauma from the past. And even with photo selection, it's like, wow, it's all so emotionally tied to whoever did it with you.
Right.
Oh my God. And it's so funny because I'm like, what would it be like from an outsider looking at our stuff? Like, we don't even know what our stuff looks like or sounds like because we're
Right.
so blinded by our own opinion.
Right.
We have no idea about other people's perspective. Like, will we ever? I don't know. But I'm so like critical and harsh on myself, and like energy is everything. And I think when I heard that song on the post, it was like like that producer, like that guy and what he said to me. And I'm
Right.
like, oh my God, no, 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 no. Like,
I'm calling him right. I'm texting him right now. I don't know. I don't want that song. I was like, yo, the song's dope. Like, I'm like, yo, that song's it hit me. I was like, okay, what's up? I was getting
oh,
pizza vibes, man. I'm like, it ain't just pop, it's all type of stuff. I'm like, yo, yeah, this is the one right here. I'm like, okay. I was like, wait a
thank
minute.
you. God, that means so much, really. Gosh, I wish, wouldn't it be so fun to have a hit song? It would just be so fun.
It
Like,
really would.
I
Amazing
know, I know.
video. I can see
Yeah.
you performing like you a performer. That's what I'm saying. Like you really are a performer. You are the total package to me.
You know, I want to talk about that too, really quick. I don't know how much time we have,
We
but
got we got a little bit.
so there are vocalists out here that really take their craft seriously, and they're doing vocal warm-ups every day and doing shows all the time. And some of them are even teaching vocal lessons. I used to do all of that when I was like gung ho.
Right.
And now I'm like, for me to get on a piano and do a vocal warm-up, like the fear of God has to be strucketh within me to even do that. Okay. Like,
Right.
like what? Because yes, I would love to have a warmed up, fully trained vocal ready to go. But I'm like, where is it? Like, Rochelle, do you really, where is the strength? Where is the inspiration to do that? Like, oh my God, like somebody give me a reason.
Right.
Someone give me a freaking reason to do that.
Right.
And like whenever people ask me to perform, I'm just like, all right, fine. I'll do like the 3 songs that I know by heart because it's easy. Like I'm not like, oh, I'm gonna learn a brand new set and challenge myself as an artist. It's like, yeah, if I had a reason to do that, if I was getting paid big money to do that and had like a business plan ready to go as a singer, as a
Right.
vocalist, then hell yeah, I'm putting in the work. But like I just met Billy Porter. Billy Porter wants it like he's 12. Like he is so hungry for Broadway and show tunes and speaking and singing, and he's so hungry for it. Like thank
Right.
God we have artists like that where the fire never dies.
Right.
For me, I'm definitely in a similar space as you where I'm like these conversations are so much more important to me than me being a superstar on a stage.
Right.
Because I'm
What if
not
that's your purpose though? What if it's what if that's your purpose?
yeah.
Because we get as artists, we get locked into thinking like, oh, the music, that's all I got, and that's all I. But then like, what if God got different? Like, because we blessed with multiple talents. What if your purpose? Because do we really know our true purpose? This makes you feel good, obviously.
Yeah.
What if doing speaking seminars and that type of thing? What if that's your true purpose, though?
Yeah. No, and I definitely am gearing up to move in that direction for sure. Because it's a relief. Like right now I feel relief. Like I feel like
Right,
finally every time I have these conversations, I'm like, damn, why are we not talking about this stuff more often? And why are there still people pretending like it's not going on?
that kills me.
It's so
They'll
crazy.
dance around the question or whatever the case may be, and I'll move on or whatever because I see that they are locked in the matrix. You
Yeah.
know, they are afraid or whatever the case may be. But
Yeah.
I just I look at you different now. I'm not gonna lie. This really was a special interview to me. Um, totally went a different way with it. And I value these conversations more than us talking about some of the other things that I had in mind to talk to you about. I felt this was more organic for me, and this meant the most to me and one of the most influential interviews this year to me. And I really appreciate your openness, being honest, you know, speaking out, really being organic, speaking from the heart. I just really, really appreciate that. I also value the you not being non Hollywood and you know running the promotions and posting on your page. I
Mhm.
just have a different respect for you. And me and Strong Jewel, the show director, we talked about this, and because a lot of people, I look at it like this. I'm you know, the brand is in a space now. A lot of people might not know about it, but a lot of people do know about it. We are valued. The Vibe brand is valued. People respect it. I've had heavy hitters on this show, um, you know, on down to up and coming stars and all of this stuff or whatever. But I feel like if somebody wants to pay homage to you, by bringing you on the show to highlight your story, um, waiving all fees and stuff because it costs a lot of money to own a radio station, a lot of fees involved, all licenses, all type of stuff or whatever. You know, your music play on this station, we syndicate it online, so you know artists get paid. I spent a lot of money to have all things in place to make sure that it's not just, hey, yeah, we'll play your music on our radio. No, we're licensed and you get paid.
Yeah.
But I say all that to say though, I really appreciate you doing that. I feel like why wouldn't you want to um post it on your page? I don't care if it's for a day. I think that if somebody reaches out to you, obviously they think that you're dope. You can go do research on the platform. A lot of dope people have graced this platform, you know,
I mean, I always post sound bites of these interviews,
but
but
you want to, but you
it's not
did
enough.
more. You
Yeah.
did more. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
oh, oh.
And I appreciate that because it helps the brand on our side, and it also helps your side as well. It's all about integrating
Of
our
course.
network and our
Absolutely.
fan base because I want people to see how amazing you are. We
You know
got
what?
some loyal followers.
Let me say something about that. To all of you artists, I don't understand why you guys are so precious with your personal branding. Like artists that are only posting a photo of themselves or a video of themselves, like guys, that's not the way to do it because
Right.
you're missing out. It community is it. Number one, us coming together, cross promoting, getting each other's messages across. Like whoever is not doing that, you guys need to wake up. We can't there's nothing to solve or change if you're just focused on yourself.
That's a
Period.
fact.
Period.
That's
It's
a fact.
yeah. So for me, I'm like, oh my God, I want to bring in other brands and other human beings that have something special to say.
Right. Right. And
I
see,
need
you're gonna
it.
be able
I
to do
crave
that. You're gonna be
it.
able to do that with the podcast. That's what I'm excited about. Um, because you're gonna be able to control that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're gonna be able to control that. You're gonna be able to and like I said, I know a lot of people that are vocal about things like that. So, you know, we can collaborate,
Yeah.
whatever help you may need on our end or whatever. We can jump on the phone, have a meeting, me, you and Strong Jewel. We can talk about logistics, whatever it is, because it takes a unity and a
Yeah.
family, a village of people. Like we're all trying to get to the same place,
Hmm.
financial freedom.
Well, and also, why shouldn't the journey be joyful? Like, I need happiness before I lose my freaking mind, you
That's
know?
the
And
thing.
so it's like I'm constantly trying to find the joy in what I'm doing.
Right. You're not by yourself. I'm borderline at the cliff. I see another person jumping off a building going viral. I mean, I almost painted my head white and see if that'll work. Maybe if I have a green beard or something. What is it gonna take for somebody to repost or share? I mean, like, this is
Right.
dope what we're talking about right now. This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
dopeness to me, but they won't reshare this type of stuff. That's not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We're
Yeah.
battling with
They
that.
want scandal, they want the celeb
They
shit, they
want the
want they
fight.
got
They want
hot
the
goss.
guns. They want the
Yeah,
fight videos at the school. Kids were fighting in the hall where they jumped on a teacher. Let's reshare
yeah,
that. You know,
it's true.
I'm
It's
just
true.
I'm over it. I'm over 2022. I'm over it. I'm still trying to hold on to the good times.
Yeah.
Holding on to the good times. You know what I'm saying? When
Straight
we
up.
just all loved each other and cared
Straight
about
up.
each other.
I know how artists feel because they tell me. So it's like, guys, let's get on here and talk about it then. Like, it's stop letting all of it be a secret. Like, it's so stupid.
Right.
It We just need to be talking about the stuff more often and also be more childlike and playful in the space. Like having a good time. Like, how do we have a good time? You know, that's why I still pop songs out every once in a while because I'm like, yes, I have, this person who's like heading the project and they're like the main reason why I started music again this year.
Right.
Because it was kind of forced upon me to like get back into my musician headspace. But I'm kind of like, you know what? I'm glad that we're just kind of bullshitting around in the studio and popping some stuff out for fun.
Right.
Instead of like, oh my God, if this song doesn't blow up, I'm gonna die. And I mean, when I talk to younger artists, that's how they talk. They're like,
Exactly.
and this time when I release this song, it's
At
gonna blow up.
12:01, 12:01, the video's coming out, guys. The new single's out, guys. 12:01, 12:01. Let's watch the
And
numbers.
they think this is gonna be the song that's gonna make them famous. And it's like, look, find the joy in it, or else it's gonna kill you. Like really, it's
It
gonna
really
eat you
is. Every time you look up, new single coming out, new single. I'm like, oh, well,
alive.
you just dropped the single. You ain't even finished pushing that one yet. Well, how's another new single?
Yeah. I'm like,
My new
cool, it
single's coming
got
out.
10 streams. Awesome. We're doing it for fun, kids. And it's like, that's why it's so hilarious when I talk to like a real professional like you, and you're like, no, actually, that's kind of a radio smash. And I'm like, that's what I thought. So it's fine. It is what it is. It costs money, it's politics, it's whatever. And so it's like, how do we find joy? Well, it's still music, and we're helping the community. So it's like, yeah, man, like that's fun. It
Right.
is fun. And it is cool to have a man say to me, like, hey, I view you differently now. Like, that is all the validation in the world
Right.
to me, to be like respected for what I'm saying. Like,
Right.
thank you.
Because the perception, our perception is, I'm like, oh, she's another one pop Hollywood diva. I'm like, then
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
but then I see different things that you do. I hear you speak in different, different little events and different things like that. And I'm like, there's something there. There's something there.
You know what? I can't wait to really just turn it all around because I've never let people meet me or learn who I am. And I think a lot of artists, we don't know who they are.
Right.
We
Right.
just don't until they start talking. And some of them were like, okay, we're good. Thanks.
Right. Right.
Cool.
Before we get out of here, because we got to do a part 2.
Okay.
And I want to talk to you about something else too. We'll talk about that. But I got an idea about something. I want to talk to you about me, you, and Strong Jewel, just to see what you think about it. But before we get out of here, though, we definitely gonna you're a part of the Vibe family now. Anytime you come on the Vibe show, you're a part of the family now. So you can come back on here anytime you want to come back on here. But with everything, and we've talked about a lot. Chapter one, just scratch the surface of where we could go with these topics. But a lot of people, we're living in some bad times right now. A lot of people are in dark places, depressed, lost.
Yeah.
Can you give them some words of inspiration or encouragement? Anybody that may be feeling low in spirit, anybody that may be thinking about giving up, anybody that may be depressed, I want you to give them some warm words of uplift and encouragement.
Okay. Everyone, planet Earth is so dense. It is extremely dense. And your soul chose to come here to make a difference because your soul was like, oh, I can handle that. It'll be fine. I can go down there and do my mission and my soul's purpose, whatever your soul's contract was that we signed up for. And then you get to planet Earth and it's like the gravity and human beings, and it's this dark, crazy 3D world, and we forget why we're here, and we get so caught up in alcohol, drugs, abusive relationships, addiction, and all of those things are a way for human beings to escape or cope with the fact that this is not what we thought it was going to be, right? Like, this is not a playground. It's not a cakewalk. This is Being a human is so difficult. It is so hard. And none of us are by ourselves. That's the first thing you have to know, is that you are absolutely not by yourself. You are not alone. And when it comes to mental illness, sometimes journaling and therapy is not enough. Sometimes you need to be on medication to keep your head above water. So I think putting your ego aside and getting the help that you need to stay alive is key. Staying alive is what you need to focus on. Breathing, eating, stay alive. When you don't get help, you don't talk about what's going on, it builds, and then there's no way. You can't deal with that by yourself. So please, if you are in that space where you feel like you're ready to give up, I'm telling you right now, you have to talk about it. Tell everyone, tell whoever you trust. And if you need to be on medication, please get on medication. And if you're not taking your medication, get back on it. Because I know a lot of people that really don't like to take a pill to stay sane. But it's like, you guys, if that's what it takes to keep your brain in alignment, that's what we need to be doing. So it's just, we're in this together, and it's hard for all of us. And it is beautiful that we're here changing the narrative, and we're evolving as human beings. Like, we really are becoming better people through this darkness.
Right.
A lot of things have changed. It's just, we're living in like you said, a crazy, mad world. And the only way to survive is to talk about it out loud and express it, because the second you say it out loud, it's like a weight is lifted off your chest.
Right. Wow. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. You guys, make sure that y'all go and y'all follow Rachele Royale's new podcast show, House of Royale, on Instagram. Make sure y'all go and follow that. The page is growing. It's gonna be something new, vibrant, and necessary, I feel. So y'all make sure that y'all go and y'all follow it at make sure I get this right now. Make sure it's TheHeHausofRoyale for people that's listening. Y'all make sure y'all go and follow that. Also, make sure that you subscribe on YouTube, on the podcast at House of Royale, and it's HAUS, not HOUSE, but HAUS of Royale, Royale. Make sure y'all go and subscribe as well. Also, make sure that y'all visit the amazing website as well at www.rochelleroyale.com. Go check it out. She got some dope things over there. The website is absolutely colorful. It's beautiful. Go check it out over there. Tons of music over there. Everything is over there. Make sure that y'all log on. That's www.rochelleroyale.com. Y'all make sure y'all get connected, please. And I got to tell you before we get out of here, too. Um, Also, anybody that you want to shout out real quick before we get out of here, family, friends, fans, let's give them their flowers right now.
Yeah, some women. The woman that produced the theme song for House of Royale, her name is Duchess. Who is the Duchess? And she has a song out right now with a huge DJ, female DJ, Whipped Cream. So follow Kendra, which is Who is the Duchess. And then also the lady that did all of my photography this year and the music video, Sequoia Emmanuel. She's incredible. And the woman that did my website, Charlie Bella Rose.
She's good.
Yeah, her Instagram is Holly Wounded, and she actually produced and directed her own web series that is getting awards right now. And I told my journal and God and the universe that I wanted to work with more women, and it's happening. The women are coming in to the circle and they are slaying. So, and also to some of the men that have helped this year, Tristan, who produced Sweet 16 and Hooligans and Rules. And we just did a cover of the hit song Unholy by Sam Smith and Kim Petras.
Dope.
I worked with Kim Petras back in the day, so this is kind of like an ode to her, like a shout out to her. Kim, what's up? Text me. Stop being Hollywood.
I know.
So thank you, Tristan. And just who else? I mean, there's a long list, but you know who you are. And so, yeah, it's just great to work with good humans who are in this for the love of the craft. And yeah.
Absolutely. Listen, I got to tell you, for me and the Vibe team, this has been an amazing experience. I'm not gonna lie. I really, 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 really enjoyed this conversation, and for me and the entire team, we want to say thank you, and we want to tell you that we love you, and we're wishing you more blessings and more success with everything that you're doing right now, and everything that we know you're going to be doing in the future, because skies is the limit with you. God has his hands over you. I can feel it. And your purpose is definitely necessary and is strong. I feel you're coming into it now, and you have our support 1000%. Like I'm telling you right now. So we behind you. Definitely.
Thank you. Oh, I feel that too. Thank you so much. I love that. You guys are amazing. Thank you.
Absolutely. You guys, if you're not subscribed to the Vibe Show 97.9, I don't understand what's going on. Please hit the subscribe button, turn on those bell notifications. Please share this amazing interview. I can't wait to get the promo clip of this interview out there. This is totally amazing. This one right here was super dope. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, turn on those bell notifications for more exclusive interviews coming up. Also, if you're looking to hear different music, a variety of music, old school, new school, y'all go over and follow our official radio station website. That's www.thevibeshow979.net. You guys can go over there right now and request that Sweet 16. Go over there and request it, run it up. You can run it up 10 times per day. 10 different people can request it. Now, one person can't request it 10 times, but 10 different people can request it right now 10 times per day. Hopefully we will have hooligans, and hopefully we will get unholy in as well. I think we'll get those exclusives sent over to us. I don't know. I'm praying we do.
Yeah, it's done. It's already set.
We'll have those in rotation as well. I want to tell you, everybody, love y'all. Thank y'all so much. Shout out to everybody that was tuning in on the radio airwaves, and shout out to everybody that pulled up to the live. Y'all know my slogan: more love, less hate makes the world a better place. I love y'all. It's the Vibe Show 97.9. Love you, Rochelle.
Love you.
Peace.
Bye, guys.